How's everyone doing today? All right, so we are here to announce the grand opening and cut the ribbon on Duc Loi Pantry. How about a big round of applause? As you all know, Duc Loi is a longtime San Francisco business that is expanding and opening here on 3rd Street in the Bayview, filling a vacancy on 3rd Street, bringing good local jobs, and providing fresh produce to the neighborhood and the community. We have a number of speakers here who want to celebrate this milestone and important occasion. We'll be beginning with Mayor Lee, Supervisor Cohen, Assemblymember David Chiu, Howard No, the owner of Duc Loi, Anthony Page, who's an employee here at Duc Loi, and then the assessor recorder, Carmen Chiu. So without further ado, Mayor Lee.
All right. Come on up, Shimon. School district is here. School board is here as well. Come on up. All right. Congratulations, everyone. You now have a local grocery store. You know, I want to say thank you, Todd, to you and the staff for working so hard with the supervisor's office, with all of the neighborhoods, with Howard. Let me say this. You know, good things just don't happen, all right? And for this community, a lot of good things never have happened. But when they happen, it's because of good leadership, steady leadership. And I'm proud to have worked close, shoulder to shoulder with Supervisor Cohen, with her staff, because she's been passionate about getting passionate and patient. Because we've had stores here before. We've talked about the dream of having people more healthy in this neighborhood, and we've never forgotten that. So kind of like what we're always doing in the Bayview, it is new, but it's really fulfilling an old promise for people who've lived here for generations. Promise that you'll be part of a city and you'll be healthier and you'll have more housing and you'll have neighborhood grocery stores. In fact, I kind of think that's why they asked me to come back here early. They wanted to put me right next to the vegetables. Somebody was talking to Anita too much. Put me right next to the vegetables. No candy, no other juices, no nothing, vegetables. This is good.
No soda.
No soda. That's right, no soda. I'm excited for our neighborhood. I'm excited for San Francisco because everybody belongs and everybody needs to have a connection to healthy lifestyles. This is part of that promise. You're going to get better parks. You're going to get more housing. You're going to get a lot of seniors taken care of with the Dignity Fund. You're going to get a lot of good things because you're part of the city of San Francisco. And I don't ever want people to ever say and feel that they feel isolated down here. This 3rd Street corridor is amazing. It's hot. It is really a great part of the city. And we're going to connect up even more when the Central Subway gets finished in a couple of years. It's exciting to be down here, and quite candidly, it's probably the most affordable place in the city right now, speaking. So I want to say congratulations to all the neighborhood advocates who work tirelessly to say, we're going to be patient. We're not going to just invite another liquor store or something like that. We're going to get the right kind of food, the right folks, the people who also say, and by the way, opening up a business, you get 16 new San Francisco jobs, 7 of which are filled by residents of this neighborhood. How about that? That's a commitment. Thanks to our workforce people thinking about that as well, because we got to do all the things right by this neighborhood. We can't make mistakes because mistakes have been made in the past. We're always trying to recover from something. Let's celebrate this as a good thing, from the jobs to Howard, the great owner, to the employees who are going to be here, to the fresh vegetables and the good, healthy life that this represents. Congratulations to everybody in the Bayview. 3rd on 3rd, that's where it's happening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Lee. You know, there is no greater, fiercer champion for any district in the city than your supervisor, Supervisor Malia Cohen. And for my part, I am going to be relieved now that this is open, that to not be getting the call every day for the last month of when is Duc Loi going to open. I'm happy to say, Supervisor, today.
Good morning, everyone. I think I just have one word. Finally. Right? Finally. And if you think about it, it's appropriate. Here we are in the fall time. Traditionally, when farms begin to harvest, we planted the seeds years ago, and now we are bearing the fruit of a grocery store, full service, right here in Bayview Hunters Point. Finally. That is incredible. I want to acknowledge the Bayview residents that have worked with me for the last 3 years on trying to find a grocery store, a provider to come in. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for being thoughtful in your feedback. And for those of you overzealous neighbors, thank you for reaching out to other grocery stores when you didn't think I was doing enough. But I'm here to say also that this is really only the beginning. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful jewel that our community deserves. No other community in San Francisco should go without options to healthy food. Am I wrong? No. Could you imagine? This community has been living for years without a grocery store. Let me tell you a story how I've come to know Duc Loi. So 3 years ago, when my staff and I were brainstorming and drafting out letters to send to different retailers across the United States, one of my staff members came up with the idea about going to visit Duc Loi. So one day after work, I just went simply into the store in the Mission, walked around up and down the aisles. I believe I bought some oxtails. You remember that? Some salt, some pepper. And Howard didn't know who I was at the time. Amanda didn't know who I was at the time, but I interacted with both of them. And I observed. I was in the store for about 30 minutes, and then Amanda said to me, "Do you need help?" I said, "No," because at that point I knew that I found what I'd come for. Not only did I find great healthy food options that were at a great price, but I found a phenomenal family-run business that paid attention to customer service. So when you come into this store, you will be greeted by Howard, who is the owner and the operator, and his right-hand woman, Amanda, up and down the aisles. They know the store like the back of their hand, and that is a gift. We don't need a cold, corporate entity. We need someone to recognize the uniqueness and the beauty and the charm that's right here in the southeast of San Francisco. There are many people that I want to thank today. Todd Rufo jokingly mentioned my harassing phone calls for about a year, but there are other members of his staff that I have harassed. I want to recognize Joaquin Torres. Also want to recognize Krizia Tano, who is also a Bayview resident. I think she got the brunt of my wrath. I spared you, Mr. Mayor. I just went straight to the staff. I didn't even bother you about this. I didn't. I want to recognize Michael Giannis. Are you here, Michael, from the produce market? All right. Incredible. He's out there in the back. I see your hand, Mike. I want to also recognize my neighborhood partners, the Bayview Heel Zone. We have any representatives from the Bayview Heel Zone or maybe SEFA, Southeast Food Access? And just again, in closing, the community in general, the neighbors that I see from the various HOAs, the homeowners, the people that are committed to make not only this corridor thrive, but the entire community. And remember, this is the fall season, and we are harvesting the seeds that we planted years ago. And I want to say thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Supervisor. Our next speaker knows a thing or two about small businesses as a small business owner himself and a member of the Small Business Commission and our former board president. I'm proud to announce and welcome Assembly Member David Chiu.
Great. Good morning. Do we have the Bayview in the house today? Is the sun shining on the Bayview today? Are we believing today? I am so honored to be part of this conversation, in part because this is personal. I think many of you know that I have in my hands one of the newest residents in the Bayview, my son, who is ready for a game today, but is also ready for this grocery store to be open. When my wife and I moved here, we experienced what we've all read about, what we all know about, the reality of a food desert, of what it takes to have to plan for 45 minutes or an hour for one of us to go take a trip halfway up the city to a Safeway or Trader Joe's to get fresh foods. And as a father of a newborn, we know how important it is for our kids to have the freshest and healthiest food possible. And so I want to just thank all of you for being part of this long journey. When I was president of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, I remember speaking to Mayor Lee's predecessor and Supervisor Cohen's predecessor about the food desert that is here in the Bayview. And it really took an incredible leadership, the team coming together. Mayor Lee, thank you. OEWD, Todd, and Joaquin and Crazia, all of you, thank you. And of course, Supervisor Cohen for chasing 120 possible groceries before Duc Loi came here today. This is a long journey, but I know this is going to be an amazing spot of community. This is going to be my neighborhood grocery. I live 6 minutes away, so I look forward to seeing you, many of you here. I tip my hat to Howard and all of the workers who are here. I look forward to all the amazing food that we're going to eat. Have a wonderful day, and go Giants.
Small business owners pour their heart and soul into their business, and no person, I think, exemplifies that, and team exemplifies that better than Howard, who this is, as I understand, is a 25-year culmination of a career in entrepreneurship and commitment to this business. Howard, no.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for coming by today. I am very honored to see all of you in here. Thank you. As you all know, the community here and neighbor here have been waiting for its empty spot, have been stopped for the last 2 years. And when the time I took over in last September, we put out, especially the city support us, the community support us, for an entire year, for 12 months. And finally, today, I am so happy we are done. And now we can open it up. I'm so grateful, and we are so grateful to the city of San Francisco, especially Mayor Lee, and then his office, and Supervisor Cohen, and all the staff, and planning departments, that are helping us, especially the community in here. And we will work even harder to bring good food to their neighbor, especially good price. How about that? I try so hard personally to bring peak coffee to serve the community at the same time, but that will be open. There might be another 2 more weeks due to the construction. So, and thank you very much for all of you today. Thank you again for being here.
Mayor Lee and Supervisor Cohen's charge to our department, OEWD, is to not only create good jobs, but make sure that it's the residents of the community who get those jobs. I'm proud to invite up Anthony Page, who will speak to his role here and his new employment opportunity here at Duc Loi.
How is everybody doing today? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited for the grand opening here in the Bayview District. I'm also a native of the Bayview District. I grew up here almost my whole life, right up the street. So once I heard about the grand opening, I was like, now I can just walk to work or just get on the little train right there. It's good working for the store with Howard and his family, giving back to his family giving to me, helping me with a job, hiring me to be here. I would do whatever I have to do to make sure our store satisfy the customers in the Bayview District community. Come by, shop here. You know, we're fun. We talk, we get personal too. I do, you know. But if the line is long, I won't. Meet me another time. Stuff gotta be done. Right, Howard and Amanda? Stuff gotta be done or I deal with them. I don't wanna deal with them. So, all right. So I'm just excited. As you can see, I have a big smile. I hope everybody has a good day today and just enjoy your day. This meeting is reasonable, is for the grand opening, all the hard work, you know. This is a big accomplishment for them, for the Bayview district. Now you don't have to go super far to go get some groceries. You come down the street and shop here. And I look forward to seeing everybody and helping you before you walk out our door. Have a good day.
Now, our next speaker is perhaps the most important speaker of the entire lineup because the assessor recorder is the one responsible for making sure she brings in all the money that we're able to invest in great businesses like Duc Loi. So without further ado, our assessor recorder, Carmen Chiu.
I really just have 2 points I want to make. First, I want to give a very, very big thanks to not only Mayor Lee and his staff through Todd Rufa and Krizia, but also to Supervisor Cohen. You know, having been a district supervisor in the past, there is no bigger difference than how hard your district supervisor advocates for you. We've been very fortunate in the last month to have 2 really exciting opportunities that opened up in the Bayview. Not only this great supermarket, but also a senior center that recently opened up. And none of those opportunities, this supermarket, nor the senior center, would happen if you didn't have such wonderful leadership with Supervisor Cohen. So please join me in a big thank you to Supervisor Cohen. And the second reason why I'm here is because, you know, this is something that's deeply personal to me. My parents were small business owners. My husband's family shared the same story as Howard and Amanda, where they were immigrants, refugees from Vietnam, where they stayed in Indonesia, where they made it and struggled in San Francisco and eventually created a bright future for their families. And so to Howard, to your family, I want to say thank you for not only taking a chance on San Francisco, but also taking the opportunities you were given to invest back in our communities. This is what happens when we do it right. When we invest in our local merchants, when we support our local merchants, they in turn give back, they in turn hire back in the community, and they in turn take a chance on communities that are overlooked by everybody else. So with that, I just simply want to say thank you to all the leadership that was involved in making this great day possible, and thank you to Howard and to your family and Amanda for really being part of our community and helping us to be better. Thank you.
Thank you, Assessor. And just finally, I did want to go and recognize just a couple of people that are here. Kelly Ryan from CDC Financing, Mersha Merrington from LISC, I think is here as well. Earl Shaddix, raise your hand if you're here from the Economic Development on 3rd, the Wholesale Produce Market, and I think that Eddie Kepper is here representing them. Shimon Walton, Board of Education, as well as YCD. Shimon, I saw you earlier. And then just the incredible staff, just a quick plug for the OEWD staff who worked on this, of course, Joaquin Torres, Krizia Tano, Angel Cardoz from the Small Business Development Center, Holly Lung, and Lily Ellison Maying for the workforce team. Thank you all so much. I think we're going to do a ribbon cutting now.
All right.
All right.
We have our, you should go.
Wow.
This is very good luck.